Good morning, friends. Last time when we were talking about using the home environment to help train our children how to love one another and how important that was and why that was so important. This morning, I want to give you just a little tip that we used in our home when our children were young, and this was a way to help engage them in how to get along with one another, how to love one another, and in particular, how to work out conflict with one another. We quickly realized that a parent needed to be present and needed to be engaged when there was conflict between two of the kids. I know that can be kind of an unpopular view. A lot of parents can feel like let them figure it out themselves. Let them work out things themselves. They're going to have to figure out how to do that anyway, and they can really take a backseat approach. But when we did that, we realized our children did not have the wisdom and the skill yet developed for them to handle conflict in a biblical way. And so, because they did not have that skill and they did not have that wisdom developed, we saw it as an opportunity for us to be a part of training them. This was a part of training them of how to follow God in conflict when they had conflict with one another. So we trained our children that it was their responsibility when they got in a conflict with a sibling to say, help please mom or help please dad. And so it was their responsibility to call a parent into the setting and to have the parent take over in managing and helping train them how to work through conflict. Of course, this brought a lot of extra work on us basically as parents because we weren't leaving it into their hands. We weren't letting them work things out. We were using those opportunities, those situations, as opportunities to train them. We all know the very familiar verse in Proverbs 22. It says, train up a child in the way he should go. And so our calling as parents is to train up our children. And we have to realize that our children just don't have those skills yet. And that they need to see how to work out conflict, how to forgive one another, how to listen to one another's perspective. There are always two perspectives in a conflict. There's two sides of those things. And when a parent comes into that, they have the wisdom, they have the skill, they can train their kids how to walk through conflict. And I just think that really helped our kids because it didn't leave matters into their own hands. Because I think when you leave matters like these into your own hands, it's really easy, just like for us as adults, it's really easy for our flesh to take over, or our agenda or our desires to drive how things go and how the conversation goes. And typically it's the older kid. The older kid is the one that kind of has more vocabulary skills and has more understanding it, but also maybe even has more of an agenda of how to get maybe what he or she wants. So we just quickly trained our kids. It is your responsibility to call mom and dad into this situation. When you are in a conflict with one of your siblings, it is your responsibility to come get mom and dad and say, help please mom, help please dad. And we immediately knew what that meant. Everybody knew what that meant. And the child was often awarded and affirmed for coming and getting a parent and letting them be a part of this training opportunity with maybe them or their siblings or whatever. That worked well for our family. It brought good fruit for our family. It helped us be involved in the situations that we needed to be involved in, and it allowed for great opportunity to train our children in the ways of following the Lord and how to deal with conflict. So I hope that's an encouraging tip to you today, and you have a good day, and I'll see you next time.